wine and wine likes me. I feel like this has to be the last glass. Has to be. I'm gonna double pour this into my mouth. What is my job? So I need a time turner thing to go back and not drink all this wine. Holy Merlot. Right now, I feel like putting a 9. Listen to how I'm talking. Every word is a 12-letter word. We're gonna go get our Chardonnay on. I don't know what.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, International Merlot Day. And I love wine girls so much. Makes me happy. I don't know why, it just does. Tonight on the show, we have got, this is kind of a building controversy throughout the day. Conversations with folks here and there about a vehicle into a structure this morning. And do we count it? I don't know. I don't know. It's a discussion that we need to have here on the show. Also, a flashback back to 2019. And I remember talking about this story. It was a stolen toilet. Made international news, believe it or not. So we have an update. Also, we have some good news about dogs. Good news about dogs. There's a couple of great stories. You know, lots of times we do Damn It Dog, and they're stories about dogs that just go nuts. And you're like, God damn it, dog, are you crazy thing? You know, right. Yeah. This is good dog news. Good dog news. But we got to get right into this. Oh, and we have Green Day tickets, right? We have Green Day tickets to give away. And just be listening. You'll hear the sounder, and I'll say, call in now to win Green Day tickets. We can't make it any simpler than that. But first, Ron, are you down there by chance? Are you available?
I'm here.
Okay.
That's what I hear, Ron.
Okay.
Wow,
that's pretty short. Pretty short.
It is pretty short. Yeah.
I got the memo. Shorten it up, Hollst.
Okay.
Shorten it up. So we've been counting cars crashing into buildings for quite a while, right? There was one this morning. That would be 135. It happened in Washington Township, Spring Valley, and Clio. It's on WHIO.com. Then I got a message from a hardcore edgehead. His name is Cal, and he helps me keep track of all the cars into buildings. Because they happen so frequently, I need an assistant. And he's been doing it for quite a while.
I hope you're paying him well.
Truth is, I do. I pay him off in coupons.
Good. Yeah.
Truth is, I just sort of jumped on his bandwagon, but I've sort of taken over. So, yeah. But he says there was actually one that happened back in January on the 4th or the 5th of January that never got counted. And he actually did the research and found a police report on it. So we're counting that. We're counting that.
Avoided a controversy right there.
That's right. That's right. So we try to be accurate with this, right?
Yeah.
So that would be 136. 136. Now, this morning, out in West Carrollton, there was an incident of a semi crashing into a water tower. Now, I understand that a water tower is not technically a building. It's certainly not a home, right? Unless somebody lives at the water tower. I don't think they do.
I'd hate to think someone would consider it.
Right. But over the years, we've talked about vehicles into structures as sort of being the baseline. It's a vehicle into a structure. Does it have to be a home? Does it have to be a building? Now, we've had instances where cars have hit fences that are attached to homes, and we've counted it. Even though the house itself may not have been damaged, the fence is part of the house. It's part of the property.
True.
So we count that. So my question is, and we'll open the phone lines if you've got a compelling argument, 937-457-1290. By the way, the phone lines are always open. It's just a stupid radio thing I say.
We never shut them down.
We will open up the lines. Do we count a semi-truck crashing into a water tower on our list? What do you think? What do you think?
If you want to define this as structure, crashing into a structure, a water tower is a structure, but I would also say that a bridge is also a structure. So you would not count a car slamming into a bridge as part of your list, would you? It's not the spirit of the list.
That is an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
Yeah. So, and
I guess if there are some water towers I've seen where there's like a little building attached, whether it's like where they go in to do maintenance or they take readings or, whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess if a water tower has a building like that attached and that building gets hit in the incident, then you would have to count it.
Yeah.
But if there's no building attached, and it's just a water tower, then maybe we don't.
The ironic thing about this is that many years ago, there was a building almost completely surrounding that water tower, and it's gone now. There's like an open field around it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see,
that's the ironic part.
It's interesting. I'm not sure. My feeling is probably we don't count it. But then again, you get into this whole other, do we open ourselves up to other criticisms as we look back over the years if we have an incident like similar to that?
No,
I'm just not sure.
You're not going to be all lawyer-like and start writing down all the individual structures that count toward this and all the structures that don't, are you? I mean, are you going to be like, wait a second, let me look in the fine print.
Right,
that kind of thing.
With the legalese of it all. Yeah, right. I'm not sure.
Including but not exclusive to.
You know what I think we need? I think we need a blue ribbon panel. we need Governor DeWine to issue a blue ribbon panel, and we need to investigate.
Yeah,
and we need to come up with basically a constitution, if you will, on what.
We need to put a committee together.
We need a committee. That's what we need.
A committee that meets like once a month. To determine, to overlook, and to review and figure out which structures that would count toward this. Yes.
Yeah. So if you got any thoughts on that, 937-457-1290. So right now, as it stands, we're at 136. And on our list of guesses of people, they're trying to win the fame and notoriety of being the one who guesses the correct number for 2023. On the list, Lyle, who listens in North Dakota, watches the live stream, he guessed 136. So right now, he is the leader, but we all know that that's probably not going to last. Charles in Vandalia, what's up, Charles?
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. If it is an enclosed structure, would you consider it?
Well, I think so, but I don't know. A water tower certainly has an enclosure where it keeps all the water, but I don't know if it's if we can put it up there with the same as a building, a house or a business or I don't know.
Okay, and then my second point.
Yeah.
If it's a semi, does it count as two because of it being commercial and having a trailer?
No, it does not. It only counts as one. Yeah, it's only one. And this came up a while ago where we had a car hit two buildings, and I asked the question, do we count this as two or do we count this as one incident? And the prevailing thought was it's one incident. So it's not.
The person got probably charged twice with the same incident.
Well, I guess boy, Charles, this is a gray area. This is why we need the blue ribbon panel. This is what we need. We need to form a group. We need a committee. That's right. That's what we need. Corey in Springfield. What's up, Corey?
Hey, so you're talking about people hitting fences, and it just brought to my mind in Springfield, there's this section of fencing that's by the cemetery that gets taken out every single year, multiple times a year, as soon as it gets cold.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. What I said is that lots of times when a vehicle hits a fencing, like let's say a wooden fence, right, a privacy fence, it's almost always connected to a home. So we count that as part of the structure. Now, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't. See, I don't think a fence that's part of a cemetery would really count. So
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I'm just saying it's as long as I've been in Springfield, I've been there 40 years, and every single year that section of fencing gets taken out.
Well, maybe they need to do something to adjust the area or put in a moat. Maybe
that would be awesome.
a moat would help. Maybe a moat around the cemetery. That's a little creepy, but it would work, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Springfield community would figure out a way to take that piece
sure.
out.
Let's build a ramp and see if we can make it over the moat. That's what they would do.
Jump it like Tony Hawk.
Yeah, somebody would do that for sure. Thanks for your call. Mike and Xenia, what's up, Mike?
Yeah, I got the answer concerning the water tower.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. You don't count a bridge because the bridge is part of the road. You don't count a sign. You don't count a light pole. But a structure that's not part of the road, something you're not normally going to be right next to.
Right.
That should be counted.
Okay. I think that's fair. That's fair. Now, let me ask you this, though. When you say we don't count signs, a couple of years ago, the Wendy's in Beaver Creek, right there on Dayton-Xenia Road, had their front sign smashed into. And if I recall, we counted it. But I don't, boy. See,
so,
again.
Signs, I'm thinking of the signs, road signs.
Oh, road signs. Okay, yeah. So because the sign in front of a Wendy's,
the light pole next to the road.
yeah. The Wendy's sign is a structure
on the road.
Right. I got you. That makes sense. Let's talk to Nick and Troy. What's up, Nick? Hey, Nick.
Hi.
Hey. You're on, buddy.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hello.
So about the water tower, I think the water tower should actually be counted because it is indeed a structure or building or whatever. And plus, the fact that a truck managed to hit the water tower is quite unusual.
Yeah, it is. See, and this is what I'm saying. I'm going to put you down for yay, and right now the yays have it. I feel, I really do. My inclination now, I think, is more that it does count, but it's just not it's not a traditional structure in the sense of a home or a building or a business or something like that. So, but we've also said that it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of vehicle would hit the building as long as there's a motor.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna make that differentiation, then we might as well add the water tower to it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, my neighborhood, that incident actually happened where, I don't know if this happened, but there was a car that hit a house on Marymount, if that was ever recorded.
When was that?
It was a couple of years ago.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, we just keep track of them year to year. So
yeah, but from what I saw,
right,
was that the car hit a house and it was above a bedroom where someone was sleeping.
Oh, I got you.
I got you. It was a drunk teenager or whatever, but
sure.
That is what I heard.
Okay. Well, I'll take that under advisement. Thank you, Nick. 937-457-1290. Channel 7 just showed a video of a school bus that hit a house in New Jersey. It's happening all over.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up. T-double-D.
H-O-double-L-S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, everybody. How's everyone doing? Patricia says included, but use an asterisk. I'm going to get my asterisk pen out. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Josh. Hey, Amber. Hey, Leslie. You say count it, count it. Close enough, count it. It counts. Clinton says it counts. Heather says she doesn't think it counts. All right. Oh, okay. You counted the truck smashing the UPS truck into a bank sign here. Yeah, well. Well, there you go. Jack makes a great point. Water tower is a structure with doors and steps. A bridge, however, is part of the roadway, unlike a water tower. Well, see, there you go. I like that. Hey, Kim. Thank you, Matthew. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Yeah, I see. I think it is. Ashley says it should be a structure that can contain people. So no. Oh, well, that's an excellent point too. See, this is a hot debate. A hot debate. I like that idea or that argument. Maybe it's got to be something that Hey. We should use the Ohio building code for what count. Oh, there's another great idea. I let that. We asked Cheryl McHenry and let her decide. I love that. I love that, Clinton. That's a great idea. Thank you, Zach. I was wondering what an NG office was. That's a good point, Clinton. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, we have a raging debate. Do we count the semi-truck crashing into a water tower this morning on our list? Jack, watching the live stream, says water tower is a structure with doors and steps. A bridge, however, is part of the roadway. Unlike a water tower, you should count it. Conversely, Ashley says it should only be counted if it's a structure that can contain people. So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe a water tower can contain a person up on the, if there's stairs and there's a walkway on it, but I don't know. Ken in Beaver Creek, what's going on, Ken?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I wanted to weigh in on the debate a little here.
Yes, please.
So as far as which structures to count, I don't think it's so much what it is as it is where it is. So in my estimation, if it's outside the easement of the roadway and it's a fixed structure, count it.
Yes, that makes sense. That's an excellent point. It's an excellent point. The car drives off the road, or the semi in this case, and if it's off the road, it's off the road. I mean, I think we would count a silo on a barn, right, at a farm, wouldn't we?
Exactly.
Oh,
And the fence, I think, is in play as well. That's why the bridge should be excluded.
Right. A silo is pretty much the same idea as a water tower.
For sure.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate that.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Kim, yes, she had a nice birthday. We had a nice birthday weekend. We did a lot of fun stuff, a lot of Christmas shopping for like Christmas decor because she loves it. And then last night we went out to dinner. We didn't do anything fancy because she can still only eat just a little bit. She can only eat just a handful, of food. So we went to Bob Evans, which we really enjoy. And she had some eggs, and she had little pieces of bacon and some hash browns. But so yeah. No, Renee, there was no coupon cashing in. I was hoping, but the time change kind of messed her up a little bit. So she was a little sweepy. Let's see here. Heather sent me a message. See what it says. Did you see the video about The Rock in Bend, Oregon? Not yet. Let's see here. Oh, The Rock. Oh my gosh. A rock that has been troubling some drivers in Bend is becoming something of a new attraction. The rock sits in the entrance of a plaza. It recently gained a social media following. So people accidentally hit this dumb rock and they end up on top of it. That's funny. That's funny. Zach, I think we need to have a blue ribbon investigation, a blue ribbon panel to decide exactly what counts. I did. I voted Leslie. Actually, I voted absentee, but I did vote.
Everyone just relax, all right? The problems of the world are not in my department. No, more like a boogie! It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me at 457-1290.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 right now at WHIO.com on the radio contest page. You can register to win a couples massage from La Rev Massage and Facial Spa in Beaver Creek. Plus, we're giving away $75 gift cards each week throughout the month of November. So check out their website, La Rev. That's LEREVE massage.com. They make a lovely gift. I'm talking about facials and massages. And you can get registered for that, again, at WHIO.com. Right there on the radio contest page. 937-457-1290. You know, the more we delve into this, I really do think we're going to need a blue ribbon panel, some sort of committee to come up with all the qualifications for a vehicle crashing into a building. I've heard many great arguments as to why we should count the water tower that was smashed into this morning by a semi-truck in West Carrollton. But other people make some good points, too, that it's not really a structure that houses people or contains people, like a business or a house or, something like that. So I think there are some discussions that need to be taken place, and that's what we're talking about here. James in Greenville. What's up, James?
Yeah, how are you doing, Todd?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. So I think we could probably wrap this debate up with a simple grading system on structures in general.
Okay.
So for the water tower, graded as a C. If it's a road sign or a guardrail, rated as maybe a D. If it's a house or business, you're in the A to B range.
Well, here's my only concern with this, James, is if we drill down that deep, that's all I'm going to talk about on the show, because every day there will be stories of cars hitting guardrails or cars hitting street signs or light poles or cars. I just feel like we open ourselves up to too many possibilities. And
I would keep it. I would keep it like residential, business, or a utility structure, which is what a water tower is a
right.
utility structure.
Yeah.
So I think it counts.
You think it counts? All right. Well, I'll write it
as a utility.
Right. I'll write that down. But see, I really like my comparison between a water tower and a silo on a farm. Right. If somebody hit the
I absolutely agree
silo,
with that.
I would say yes, that counts. So why wouldn't a water tower?
Right.
You
Right. And that's like kind of industrial.
Yeah.
Classification.
Exactly.
But yeah,
exactly.
I agree. If you do start classifying, then what a mess.
That's right. Thanks, James. I appreciate it. Chris and Tip, what's up, Chris?
I just wanted to throw some into the conversation. I'm not going to say if I'm pro or con to it, but if somebody hits a fire hydrant, does that count?
No, it wouldn't count.
But now the water tower, what that truck hit was just the pipe to the water tower. So, it's a utility structure. It's hard to split the hairs. And I know. You need a gold commission to review this, not just a blue commission.
I love that. I love that. Oh my God, a gold ribbon commission. I love that, Chris. Thank you for that. I needed that. Oh man, what a great idea. Real quickly, we'll get back to the calls in a second, but I just got this message I have to get to. Hang on.
And shut your trap.
This is great.
It's time for mail call.
Message for you, son.
You should see a fan mail.
You got a message.
I got your letter. Amazing what you can accomplish by mail.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
If you'd like to shoot me an email, eveningedgetodd@gmail.com or on social media at eveningedgetodd, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Hey, Todd. I heard Larry Hanskin give away Bert Kreischer tickets this morning. Are you going to give some away as well? Maybe the contest could be you taking off your shirt in the studio on the live stream. Just an idea, Chelsea and Troy. Okay. See, this is why I love Edgeheads, because they have such great creative ideas. You might remember a while back, I made the promise on the air that if we got to 100 viewers on the live stream, that I would take my shirt off. And we got up to, I think, like 89, 90. We didn't make it to 100. And then I thought better later, I don't want to do that. But Bert Kreischer is a very well-known comedian. I saw him last summer out at the ballpark downtown. And he performs with his shirt off. It's just this thing that he does. That's not a bad idea to give away the tickets, because I will have Bert Kreischer tickets to give away probably next week. And maybe that's the contest. You have to watch the live stream. And when I take off my clothes or take off my top, the fifth caller wins. Though I don't know. We'd have to figure out some way to describe that to the folks just listening on the radio, right? We can't just let the contest be for people on the live stream. So that's something to think about. But thank you for that idea, Chelsea. Let's see. We got Jack in Dayton. What's up, Jack?
Hey, just a question.
Yeah.
Does that semi have a sleeper on it?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of.
Most semis do.
Yeah.
So that would be a house running into a.
That is an excellent point, Jack. I never quite thought about that. I mean, that is a living quarters. Somebody lives in that at least part-time, right? And maybe there's some out there that live in it full-time. Who knows? And that's kind of like their house, right? Or their mobile home apartment or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Crashing into, in this case, a water tower, but it could be any other building or business or house, right? So I guess it could be a house-on-house incident. That's an excellent point. I hadn't thought about that, Jack. Thank you. See, another reason we need the gold ribbon panel to come up with rulings on this. That's an interesting observation. Vince in Vandalia. What's up, Vince?
Hey, Todd. How are you?
I'm well.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in on the water tower.
Yeah.
I think I mean, it's the title of it's cars crashing into buildings, right?
Well, kind of. I mean, that's sort of the baseline, I guess, but we've talked about vehicles into structures before. So it's not foreign, because it doesn't have to be just cars. In this case, in other cases, it could be a semi truck. We've even talked about planes. I mean, God forbid, a Cessna goes down, but we would count that. And it's anything that has a motor, right, that crashes into a building. If somebody on a motorcycle did it, we'd count it. If somebody on a riding lawnmower did it, we would probably count it, because we've counted big tractors before. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on it. Do you think that's fair?
I'm not arguing the definition of the vehicle, but the building. I don't think a water tower is a building by definition, is it?
Well, somebody on the live stream made a great point. They said we ought to look at the Ohio Revised Code and their definition of what a building is.
Well, maybe I'll change my opinion. I didn't think a water tower would qualify as a building.
Sure. No, I get you. But what do you think about the comparison to a silo?
The silo, a building, I guess, is something with a roof and walls. Silo kind of has walls, I guess.
And a roof.
Yeah. So, sure.
See, it's a slippery slope, Vince. I mean, we just don't know. This is again why we need this blue ribbon panel, I'm sure. So, all right, thanks, Vince. I appreciate your call, buddy. Let's see, Andrew in Kettering. What's up, Andrew?
Hey.
Well,
first, I want to say I hope you don't have any other topics to get to tonight, because it doesn't seem like you're going to.
Well, I got one. It has to do with a stolen toilet, which I'm going to get to one way or another.
Okay. Well, I wanted to weigh in on the water tower, of course. I feel that it is a structure, a building or a structure, but I also feel it's a very important one, because without that structure, the buildings around it wouldn't really be habitable or comfortably habitable.
That's true. That's an excellent point. So it should be. Are you saying it should be then given that reverence and classification as being a building?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. Let's see, Dave in Lakeview. What's up, Dave?
Yeah, I had an idea about the what do you count?
Yeah.
All right. This is just kind of like an off the wall idea, but whenever there's something that's kind of dubious or spurious, just say rapid fire, next 10 callers, yay or nay.
Oh, now see, I like that. I think we need to go with 11 callers, so that way we know we will have a definite answer.
Yeah, you have a tiebreaker.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, and it'd be fun for the show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be good. Since what's the topic? Cars into buildings.
It's essentially vehicles into buildings, but it started sort of with cars, but it
could be a motorcycle.
Right. Could be a motorcycle. It could be a big John Deere tractor. It could be a combine. It could be a motor home. Heck, it could be a plane. It could be a train. Okay, if a train derails and crashes into a house up in Troy, we would count it. Hopefully no one would be injured.
Or there's a Winnebago crossing the tracks and the train runs into it.
Well, see, there you go. That again would be, this is why we need the blue ribbon panel. That's why we need it. Yep. Thank you very much, Dave. Real quickly, Dawn in Centerville. What's up, Dawn?
Hey there.
Hey.
Got a comment.
Yeah.
I don't want to change the rules of the game, but what if we called it motorized vehicles into structures?
Motorized vehicles into structures.
I mean, Grandma could ram her hover round into the base of the Statue of Liberty. That's not technically a car into a building, but it's definitely a motorized vehicle into a structure.
That's right. That's right. You know what? That's an excellent point. I'm going to have to think about that, and maybe we'll come up with a different way to approach this. That's a very good idea, Don. Thank you.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks. Double D. H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
You know what I love, Heather? I just love the fact that we are spending valuable time on the radio talking about whether or not we should count a water tower. I love that. That makes me laugh. Makes me laugh. I know. And it's usually that's not the case. I don't necessarily like doing that, but here we are. You know? I can't do it next hour, man. I got Tasty Tuesday. I gotta give some love to a awesome Edge sponsor. I gotta get to this toilet issue. Oh man. Yeah. Another hour gone. Lordy. Flush it and move on. Excellent point. Well, so somebody just called in off the air and spoke to Donut, my producer, and made the point that a bicycle in the state of Ohio is legally considered a vehicle. I'm pretty sure that people run into buildings all the time on their bicycles. Oh, man. I think Cheryl, I don't know if she's doing the 6:30. I think she's doing the 6. So she listens to the show, by the way. Cheryl listens in her car on the way home. She tells me all the time. She said, "Oh, I heard you talking about this, or I heard you talking about that." Maybe after 6:30, I will mention it. Well, that's an idea, Colleen, for sure. Leave it to the people. Power to the people. It is voting day, right? Maybe this should be one of the issues on the ballot next year. I also got to give away the Green Day tickets. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Coming up next hour, we got Tasty Tuesday, brought to you by Roosters, where, by the way, today is their Appetizer Tuesday. You can get, mac and cheese bites for $3 tonight. That's pretty good. 937-457-1290. Clinton up at Piqua made a great point. He said, we need to ask Cheryl McHenry about this. Whether or not we count a water tower on our list. Happened this morning in West Carrollton, and that's an excellent point because I remember earlier this year, I got some criticism from some folks about counting cars crashing into buildings or vehicles into buildings. And I thought, well, maybe I'm missing the boat here. Maybe I am being insensitive. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this was an error in judgment. I went to Cheryl, and she says, no, I love that idea. just keep doing it. Don't worry about what anybody else says. I'm like, okay, all right. So maybe she should be sort of, and I think Clinton referred to her as the elder, the WHIO elder. So maybe I'll get her on the show. Andrew and Dayton, what's up, Andrew?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. I got a little point that maybe nobody brought up yet.
Okay.
There is a fire department in Anderson Township that literally is in the water tower.
Oh.
The bottom level was a water tower. They built it just for a water tower, but they had all this extra room.
Sure.
And so they utilized it for the fire department.
Seems legit. I think it's a building. It's not a traditional building, but it's a building, right? The Eiffel Tower in Paris would be considered a building.
Yeah. I think that pretty much seals the deal, you know?
I think you're right.
It's an habitable structure with people that live there 24/7, and
sure,
seals the deal.
Makes sense to me, Andrew. Thanks, buddy.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment. Spell it out, punk. T-O-double-D. H-O-double-L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
D, let me look. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. D, are you in Jacksonville? I think you are. You would be, if that's correct, you were 185. Your guess was 185. 185. Yes, Captain Scurvy, that's what we're talking about. West Carrollton. Well, Captain Scurvy, it's a hot debate. Have you heard about that Kool-Aid TikTok trend? Have you seen that Kool-Aid man trend? I was going to talk about that a couple of weeks ago, and I just didn't get to it. Kids apparently are filming themselves crashing through like privacy fences like Kool-Aid man. Idiots. Idiots. Well, it's not just on TikTok. I mean, those videos are showing up on Facebook. I've seen them different places, but just ridiculous. Do-do-do. Yep, maybe they eat the Tide Pods and then crash through the fences. Maybe it's a combo deal. Morons. It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. The hot debate of last hour, should we count a semi crashing into a water tower on our list? Prevailing feeling is yes, we should, because it's a structure. It's not a traditional structure like a house or a business or, an apartment building or anything like that, but it is a structure. We say crashing into houses, cars crashing into houses, because that's what happens most often. But there are other instances, other situations that occur, right? I mean, if a car or a semi or a combine or something crashes into a barn, well, it's not technically a house, though I guess if you've got animals living inside, it's their house, right? But it is a structure. So we count it. But we're talking to folks. They have strong opinions about this. And on election day of all things. Maybe this should be on the ballot next year. Issue, who cares? That's what it would be. That's what it would be. But we're going to get back to those calls here in a second, I promise. But I've got this other story I need to get to. Oh, and by the way, we are giving away Green Day tickets this hour. I promise you. So let's go back to 2019. Sort of a reflection of a dream or something. I don't know. Let's go back to 2019. I remember talking about this story. In 2019, my show was just on Sundays. Sunday late afternoon. I think it was like 6 to 8. Maybe you listened. But I remember talking about this story. There was a theft of a toilet, an actual toilet, from a country mansion in Great Britain where Winston Churchill was born. Now, wasn't just any toilet. It was a 18-karat gold toilet. And it was an art installation. This was a toilet that was created by an artist, an Italian artist. And he called the title of the toilet America. And the point was, it was intended to be satire about excessive wealth. the idea that excessive wealth would grant you gold toilets. Well, this particular 18 gold toilet was worth about $6 million because this was a gold toilet. Okay. Well, somebody stole it. One night in September 2019, the toilet disappeared. And over the years, police in Great Britain have been trying to figure out who stole this toilet. And I remember talking about this. And one of the elements about this toilet theft was the fact that when you went to go see this toilet, wherever it might be, in this case, it was at this mansion in London. It had also been at the Guggenheim Museum in New York. You could actually pay money to drop a deuce or whatever you had to do on this $6 million gold toilet. Now, I don't know how much it cost, but they were charging people for a few minutes on the toilet. Just crazy. Crazy the things that people will spend their money on, right? Well, they've made an arrest. They finally tracked down 4 guys, all in their 30s, who apparently are responsible for this toilet heist. They've made some arrests, but they haven't recovered the toilet yet. So there's more to this story. We don't know what it is yet, but will they find the $6 million 18-karat gold toilet? I would imagine that it would be hard to sort of hide this. Like if you are a gazillionaire and you buy this for your own amusement, at some point somebody's probably going to find out that you have this gold toilet because you're going to go around and tell people, hey, I got a gold toilet. It's 18 karat gold and it costs $6 million. So maybe we'll find, but I saw that story and I remember talking about that years ago. Crazy. We've got, it's Tasty Tuesday, by the way.
Why don't you go inside and get yourself a tasty snack?
Want a bite? They're real tasty.
How you get so big that you food up this guy?
It was tasty. Delicious and tasty.
When you're hungry, everything looks tasty.
That was tasty little hors d'oeuvre.
Well, Tasty Tuesday is brought to you by Roosters, where every Tuesday is Appetizer Tuesday. And today, you can enjoy mac and cheese bites for only $3. That's macaroni and cheese covered in crispy, crunchy cheddar coating, deep fried, and served with sour cream. So for $3, you could get mac and cheese bites tonight at Roosters. Okay, so Tasty Tuesday. Friday is Veterans Day, and I put up a link to a list of places that are offering special deals for vets on Friday. Some of them are offering free meals. Some of them are offering deep discounts. So if you're a vet and you're looking for some place to go on Friday, you can check out my Facebook page. Also posted a story about this, Tyson Foods, and I think we covered this on WHIO maybe yesterday, maybe this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with Larry Hanskin. Tyson Foods announced that they are recalling 30,000 pounds of popular dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets. I used to buy those for my son, but apparently these Dino Bites have metal in them. They have found metal shavings in some of these Dino Bite chicken nuggets. So if you've got a bag of frozen chicken dinosaurs in your refrigerator or your freezer, hopefully they're in your freezer, just toss them. Just toss them. And you can get more details on that on my Facebook and also WHIO.com. If you're looking for an interesting Thanksgiving centerpiece for your family Thanksgiving, and you're really, really not good at keeping plants alive, check out Costco. Apparently, they are selling a Lego set of a dried flower centerpiece. This is brand new from Lego. It's a line of houseplants. That's got to be exciting. And certainly doesn't look like an actual centerpiece that you would expect on a Thanksgiving dinner table. However, it certainly would make a great conversation piece. It's got 812 pieces and sells for $36. Don't put it together Thanksgiving morning. It's going to take you more time than that. And also, I heard this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News. Heinz has a new ketchup flavor coming out. It's pickle ketchup. It's a tangy and savory ketchup that tastes, it's a nice little combination of your tomatoes and pickles. So there you go. And then I saw this. This is interesting, and I'd like to get your take on it. One poll did a survey. 2,000 people revealed that 49% of those folks get irritated when someone takes food off of their plate without permission. This is a big thing. I've only experienced it a few times, and it's a little unnerving if anybody does that, with the exception of one person, and that would be my wife. She's allowed to do that. She's the only one who has the free pass to take food off my plate without asking. 27% dislike the expectation of splitting meals and sampling from everyone's dishes. I've been to that before, where everybody wants to try a little bit of. It's like, well, wait a second. I ordered this. I want this. I don't want yours. I don't want yours. I don't want yours. I want to eat mine. And I not a fan of sharing it in that way, or feeling obligated to share. I don't mind sharing, but ask. Don't require it. Also, when dining out, 53% experience food envy, wishing that they had ordered what someone else is enjoying. I've never had that issue. I'm very happy with what I get generally, Also, fries are among the top 4 foods most people reluctantly share. I do hate that. Somebody will say, do you want fries with that? And they're like, no. And then maybe a bit later, they're bugging you for your fries. Also on the list of foods that are most reluctantly shared: pizza, ice cream, and chocolate. I've mentioned this before. I used to work with somebody in radio in this town that still works on the radio. And whenever we would have pizza delivered to the station, and this has really nothing to do with sharing, but it's just gross, and I always think of it. If she wasn't going to take all the pieces that she wanted to eat, she'd have a piece and maybe she wanted another one. She'd only have the one piece on her plate. But then she would take her finger, lick it, and stick it into one of the pieces of pizza, and make sure that everybody saw that, so they wouldn't take it. How disgusting is that? Pretty disgusting. 16% say they've physically intervened to prevent someone from stealing their food, and 15% say they've actually had an argument with someone trying to swipe their fries. I get it. So there you go. There's your Tasty Tuesday, brought to you by Roosters. Tonight, it's Appetizer Tuesday. You can get mac and cheese bites for $3. So when you stop by and get your mac and cheese bucks, tell them I sent you, would you? Paul in Middletown. What's up, Paul?
Hey, I got an idea. Might solve the whole issue with regard to buildings.
Okay, right.
You got businesses and houses; those are givens. Those make sense.
Yeah.
But when you get to water towers, you got all different types. So what if you go with, if it has a door that you can enter?
Ooh.
So like some water towers, the pedestal style, they got that door at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or it might have a HUD at the bottom. But if it's just got structural legs going to the ground, it's no different than running into a bridge or a guardrail or a fire hydrant.
I kind of like that idea if it has a door.
Yeah.
Because the intent is that somebody will go in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could be somebody in there when it gets hit.
That it could be. It could be. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I think that's an excellent point. If it's got a door, it counts. So now we're gonna have to go out and investigate some of these when they happen and say, do you see a door? Is there a door? Can you see a door in the picture? Is there a door in the video? Then we will be accurate, Paul.
Yeah, there you go.
We will be
You
accurate.
wouldn't have to have the Blue Ribbon Committee because they'd have to meet in the evenings. They'd miss listening to your show.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. I appreciate it, Paul. Thanks for your call. Have a good one.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment. Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H. Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
I'm voting no on the water tower. That's funny. Hey, Claude, how you doing? Thanks for checking out the show. Captain Scurvy, living large on the fence. Coming to Great American Ballpark in August next year, Green Day, along with the Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas. If you would like to go, be the fifth caller right now at 937-457-1290, and I will hook you up with a pair of tickets to go see Green Day. It's going to be a great show. Seen them a number of times. One of my favorite bands for sure. So be the fifth caller, 937-457-1290. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, debating a very, very hot issue of the day. No, it's not issue 1. No, it's not issue 2. We don't do that. It's about whether or not we should count a semi crashing into a West Carrollton water tower in our list. And I like the call that we had last segment. If a structure has a door, then that should count. Because it was meant, to be a structure that somebody could go into. A typical water tower, maybe not. I don't know. But I do like the idea of a silo as a comparison. If you hit a silo, silos have doors. So why wouldn't you count that? Just an idea. Mark and Zine, what's up, Mark?
Hey, I had a couple of witty ways to talk about your car crashes.
Oh, I like
vehicles into buildings. Okay.
I like witty ways.
Witty ways, yeah.
Yes.
So the first one is wheels into walls.
Oh,
first one.
I like that.
Wheels into walls.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second one is drivers into dwellings.
Drivers into dwellings. That might be a little difficult for me to say after a few cocktails, but but I like it. You're going to have to come up with a different name, because if you're going to account all of these things, you can't just say cars into cars crashing into buildings. We expand the vocabulary.
Yeah. Right, wheels into walls, but the whole idea of expanding that is a great idea.
Right. How about bashing buildings?
Yeah, there would go.
That would go.
I like it. Bashing buildings.
Bashing buildings. All right.
Yep,
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to Ron. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Hot debate rages on whether or not we count the semi into the... We're going to count it. We're just going to count it. And I love the idea that we had, if whatever structure it might be, if there's a door on it, it counts. Well, maybe I'll go back. Okay, see, now I'm on the fence. Maybe I'll go back and look and see if the video that I saw of the semi crashing into the water tower, if I can see a door anywhere. If there's a door somewhere, then maybe we'll count it. But I like that idea because someone on the live stream, I think it was Ashley, she made a good point. She said that if it's a building that can contain people, then it should count. If it doesn't, then it shouldn't count. I'm like, okay, that's a fair argument because I compared the water tower to a silo. That has, most silos that I've seen have doors. So somebody could be in there. So we count it. I mentioned the Eiffel Tower. Not really a building per se, but there's doors and you can go inside of it. So that would count. So maybe if it's, or what about this? Now we're getting real technical. What if there's a ladder? What if there's a ladder up one of the legs of the water tower to get to the top so you could graffiti? Maybe you could be up there. It's not necessarily a door. I don't know. It's a lot to consider here. Colleen in Dayton. Hey, Colleen, you're the winner.
Hey, Todd. Thank you.
Congratulations. You're going to go see Green Day.
Awesome.
Now, have you ever seen Green Day before?
I have not.
I've seen them a number of times. I saw them once at Hera Arena back in the day. I saw them in Columbus at the Schottenstein, and I saw them at the Nutter Center.
Wow, you're a big fan.
I love them. They're great, and I just love their music, and I have for a long time. So,
well, I think this is great. It's awesome.
now let me ask you, since I got you, what do you think about this this hot debate on whether or not we should count the water tower?
I really haven't listened a whole lot about it. I did see it on the news this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah.
So I really hadn't listened to a whole bunch about it, but I knew a semi hit it, and that's about all I knew.
I understand. You don't want to pick sides, right?
No. I really just don't have a comment about it.
I understand. Well, listen a little bit longer, and maybe you will come down on one side, and you can let me know.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Colleen. We'll have those tickets out to you when we get them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling. There you go. There was our Green Day winner. 937-457-1290. Pete in Miamisburg. What's going on, Pete?
Hey, Todd. What's going on, my friend?
I'm, I just don't know what to do. I'm feeling.
Well, I think you're missing the boat on this whole automotive thing. I think you got to do a better job of branding it.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear your ideas.
I think since everything is off the handle, you could probably pick an event every day during the week. And at the end of the week, people are voting in on it. And then whoever the caller is on Friday, they need to call in, and they win something for selecting the one that got the most votes. Okay.
Okay. I'm kind of following you.
And then if you tie it into like across your demographics, and you'll enjoy this because I'm from the area. I grew up in this area.
Okay.
The name of this thing should be called, because it's tied into traffic and news and whatever else.
Yeah.
It should be called Winston Hayner's Cavalcade of Vehicular Mishaps. And you'll have to get with the Hayner people, the handlers of Hayner, to see if he'll sign off on that, even though he's probably not alive.
No, Winston Hayner is long deceased, but I like the idea of trying to bring back. He was one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
He used to do the closures in the morning and the weather and also traffic, and that ties into your traffic.
Yeah.
The Winston Hayner's Cavalcade of Vehicular Mishaps. And I'm sure there's plenty of sound bites out there from way back that he's saying something like,
sure.
Harry Carey, and you can put them on T-shirts and do hats and the whole 9 yards.
Bring back Winston Hayner. I love that idea. All right, Pete. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. That line's open. 937-457-1290. Marty Z in Kettering. What's up, Marty Z?
How you doing, man? I love your previous caller.
Yes. Bring back Winston.
Yeah, he's on top of things, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, about the water tower.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of ironic that a semi truck runs into a water tower.
Now, it would have only been better if it were like a big water truck.
Yeah.
Like a tanker or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a long-time listener.
Yes,
and,
Marty Z. Yeah.
I did put in like 13 calls, trying to get those Green Day tickets. But before I did that, I was trying to get through just to talk to you about the food on the plate.
Oh, okay. Yes. People sharing and taking food right off your plate.
Yeah, because I've experienced that in the past, because I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. But you always ask first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, like you said, maybe the only one that gets that green light would be your wife. Well, with me, it would be my daughter.
Right.
Back in
Sure.
the day.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know what? I would never. Okay. I would never try to grab something off your plate without asking.
Oh, you get stabbed in the hand.
Oh, it would be like getting.
I'd fork you.
Oh, it would be like getting attacked by a grizzly bear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it also depends on what I'm eating. You know, if it's Mexican or Chinese food, you better watch out, buddy. You better watch
And
out.
Guess what? I like both. I thought maybe you would say like a New York strip or T-bone steak or porter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you. I enjoy your show.
Well, thank you.
Well, today I actually listened to it, for a lengthy time.
Well, good. I'm glad. Thank you, Marty Z. I appreciate it.
Todd, you have a good evening.
You too. 937-457-1290. You know, a good way to keep people from trying to steal food off your plate, in particular, like he mentioned, steak. The way I eat steak, I don't cut the steak up into pieces. I cut off the piece that I want to eat, and that's what's on my plate. If you're trying to go for my steak, you're going to have to take the whole daggone thing. And you're not going to get away with it. Your fingers will be broken for sure. There could be blood spilled. We have an idiot of the week.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot!
Silly dilly dokio. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Well, this idiot has to do with, Taylor Swift. Everybody knows Taylor Swift. People love Taylor Swift. People hate Taylor Swift. She's one of those characters that you either love or hate. I'm sure some people don't care one way or another, but I thought this was interesting. So Taylor Swift, she's got the new album. She's got the movie. She's had this big Eras tour. Everywhere you go, she's on. She's now part of the Kansas City Chiefs football team. I think she's playing wide receiver. Kids are wearing her football uniform. It's just nuts. She's all over the place. But she's just a celebrity, right? She's just a celebrity. And there have been celebrities in the past who are as big, if not bigger, than Taylor Swift. Elvis Presley comes to mind. Michael Jackson comes to mind, right? These are big-time celebrities. The USA Today apparently has hired, well, let's see here. Gannett, the parent company of USA Today and a local media outlet in Tennessee, the Tennessean, has announced that they have hired a reporter to specifically cover Taylor Swift. This reporter's job, and he got the job out of hundreds of candidates. His only job is to be covering Taylor Swift. Now, think about this for a second, okay? Most people who still read the paper are older. That is 100% true. Most people who read the paper don't give two flying hoots about Taylor Swift. Now, I know that they have an online presence, of course, right? I get it. But younger people who might be interested in Taylor Swift are not getting their news from, newspaper websites. It's just not happening. But I just find it kind of idiotic that they are putting so much effort into hiring a reporter to just cover a pop star. I mean, when has that ever happened? Was there a reporter that just specifically covered Elvis? I don't think so. Or the Beatles? That's just strange to me. And I'm sure they're just doing it for attention, right? Of course. And here I am talking about it, but crazy. His job will be chronicling her story, her impact, her influence, her unique expertise and experience. What? So anyway, there you go. That's my idiot of the week.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Yeah, I agree, Daniel. You know, I know we say cars, but you know.
He should be back by now. Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call Todd now. 937-457-1290.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Just saw a big spider walk up the wall here in the studio. Fortunately, I don't freak out at the sight of spiders. But maybe Brittany will tomorrow morning. Oh, she lives on a farm. She's not afraid of spiders. Real quickly here, Bob and Tip. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Todd, I think you guys, we think you're kind of whacked on this door thing for the water tower.
Okay.
You know, I mean, come on. I mean, you know, some people live in their cars and they got car door. If we get
Well,
hit by the
that's
car,
true.
does that
That's
count?
true.
Or
Yeah.
what about the doggy door? There's a guy runs off the road and gets somebody's dog house. Does that count? I think
That's a good point.
check the numbers.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Does a doghouse count? I don't know. Maybe it would. But I look, I think we're going to have this blue ribbon panel for sure. And we'll work it out. Dan in Centerville. What's up, Dan?
Hey, I think you'll get a chuckle out of this.
Yeah.
You know that you were talking about Taylor Swift being everywhere. If you notice, Pfizer profits are down like 40%, and she's now with Travis Kelce, who's pimping for Pfizer for the double vaccine shot. That's why it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
So it's a conspiracy. It's a
not
big
conspiracy. I mean, why else? As soon as she gets with Travis Kelce, who's pimping Big Pharma, it's everywhere. She's everywhere.
Well,
it's like
maybe her next tour will be sponsored by a big pharmaceutical company. We'll see. Dan might be onto something there. It is amusing, though, that they have this Tennessee newspaper has hired a specific reporter just to follow a pop star. I just find that funny. Well, there you go. Thanks for listening. You can find the podcast of this show at eveningedgetodd.com and all your favorite podcast platforms. Follow me on social media at Evening Edge Todd. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Have a terrific evening. We'll be back tomorrow just after 6. Or 5. Everybody, have a great night. Losing my mind.